With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? Back at it one more time. Here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network, the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series heads off to the Worldwide Technology Raceway. That's right, Gateway on tap here tonight. The Fouled Plugs Racing 150 for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series drivers already out on their qualifying attempts. Trevor Massetti sitting on top of the speed charts right now. Quick time 33:61 for Massetti. As we jump right into things here tonight, there you see driver out on track right now, man on screen inside that 10 truck, Chris Claude sitting on the track, making his way out of turn number 4 back across the stripe this time by beginning his first, now second time lap. Claude goes 8th on the speed charts. Alexander Encarnacio as well as Austin Encarnacio, both of those drivers already with their times in the books, sitting 2nd and 3rd, so we will have a new pole sitter this week here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. 3.5 minutes into this 10-minute qualifying session. We've got 10 drivers already on the speed charts. Jeff Carson, Jerry Culver now out on track. Crossing the stripe for his second time, gonna improve one spot up now to the 7th position. We'll jump back, take a look at this 13 machine as he makes his way around the track, tries to put himself up inside the top 5, up inside the top 3, and maybe take that pole position away here tonight for the Fouled Plugs 150 from Gateway. Crossing the line that time by. Let's see where Culver shakes out. Looks like he's going to stay, well, no timed lap on the speed chart for Culver. Culver downshifting. You could hear him downshift right there. You should hear him upshift back into fourth gear. Culver gonna cross the line that time by. Let's see where he shakes out. Gonna go 11th on the speed charts. Michael Sheffield still out there on track. Nobody dethroning the man at the top as Sheffield goes second quickest. 33.74, but not enough to knock off Massetti with the quick time, 33.61. Culver through 3 and 4 for the final time on his qualifying attempts. Brandon Regal also out there in the 36 machine on his up-to-speed lap. Across that checkered line. Culver gonna jump to 4th. Gonna jump back now. Take a look at Sheffield as he crosses the line. Can Sheffield improve that one spot? No, he can't. Gonna stay right there in the second spot for Slide Jobs Racing. Brandon Regal and the Dirty Mo machine sitting down there on the pit road exit. Looks like he's called it quits on his qualifying attempt. So that gives us 13 drivers on the speed chart. Jordan Westfall, Brandon Regal, Craig Burns, Chris Wilson, Steve Crapell, and Kyle Spies yet to hit the track for their qualifying attempt. Just like that, looks like we've got 2 or 3 drivers jumping out there. We'll go trackside with the 18 of Steve Crapell as he brings his S&C Transport Toyota Tundra off of pit exit and up to speed. Still just about 4 minutes remaining here in this qualifying session for the Fouled Plugs Racing 150 here from Gateway Raceway. Oh, big time moment for Capel. He keeps it out of that inside wall, but that is definitely going to trash this first time lap. He was way off the pace coming to take the green flag, so he will be well off the pace here on his first time lap. He's going to have to get it all around on his second try. Checking in with Craig Burns. There you can see that 2 machine on his qualifying attempts. Looks like drivers just having some trouble, struggling a little bit here tonight at Gateway. Nobody with anything for your provisional pole sitter as of right now. 7 minutes into this 10-minute qualifying session. Craig Burns goes 11th on the speed charts with his first time lap. Crapell goes 13th. Jordan Westfall also out there on his qualifying attempts. Regal, Wilson, and Spies yet to put in a qualifying time. Bird's gonna cross the line, go up to the 4th spot. Steve Crapell had the 5th spot for just a moment. Craig Burns cracks inside the top 5. That's gonna push Crapell just outside of your top 10, and it looks like that very well may do it for drivers out there on their qualifying attempts. So we'll keep an eye on the timing and scoring. Jordan Westfall gonna slot in 10th for his qualifying attempt. So with that being said, race fans, we'll step away from the track for just a brief moment, then head down trackside for the national anthem, then back for all your green flag action live here from Gateway in the Fouled Plugs Racing 150, brought to you by the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Backtrack side as the field has already rolled off the starting grid, starting inside row number 1. Your pole sitter, the 3 of Trevor Massetti. He'll have Michael Sheffield just to his outside. Alexander Encarnacio sitting in the 3rd spot, lining up 4th here tonight for the Fouled Plugs 150. Steve Kerpel, Jerry Culver, Austin Encarnacio gonna make up row number 3. Chevy Silverado pace truck down and away. We're ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series for the Fouled Plugs 150. Green flag flies for the first time. Massetti nails the loud pedal. Off we head. The turn number 1 trucks in the background making some moves, trying to get themselves already sorted out. Massetti leads the field off of turn number 2 down this back stretch into this very tight turn number 3. No changes for those top 3 spots. However, Steve Crapel up 2 spots from where he started tonight's race, and Crapel gets spun. Crapel goes around off the nose of Culver, I believe. We'll take a look back at the replay, see how it all went down. Taking a look back there, you see Culver just a little bit loose, and then the 13 nowhere to go. Culver nowhere to go, gets into the back of Steve Crapel. Jerry Hutchinson also piles in that 12 machine. Craig Burns not making the starting grid, losing a lap early, but with this caution flag flying, and it looks like Craig Burns actually receiving some race incident. So unfortunately for Burns, looks like he may not be able to utilize that lucky dog just yet. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Caution flag for the first time here tonight. At Gateway for the Fouled Plugs Racing 150. We'll throw your timing and scoring up to the left-hand side of your screen. There you can see it right there. Massetti still leading this field. Getting such a quick start here tonight. Haven't had a chance to say it yet. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us. As always, Darkside Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside here tonight for Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. It's the Fouled Plugs 150 here from Gateway. Massetti walked away with that top spot in qualifying. And I tell you what, while we have a brief moment and a brief chance to run down, why don't we go ahead and give you some of those official standings coming into tonight's race. Your championship standings looked a little something like this. Alexander Encarnacio with a commanding points lead over Trevor Massetti. Alexander Encarnacio going to victory lane multiple times so far this season. Race number 10 now underway right here at Gateway, and Encarnacio has been to victory lane well and above the 5 times so far this season. Massetti sitting right there in second. Chad Biesinger sitting in the 3rd spot. Craig Burns back 4th in the point standings. Michael Sheffield rounds out those drivers inside the top 5. Gonna be a rough go for a few of these drivers outside of the top 5 if they're gonna want to battle for the championship. They're gonna have to string together multiple consistent races to claw and scratch their way up through the field. There you can see your top 18 drivers in the points on your screen right here, right now. Making up a little bit of ground already here tonight. Trevor Massetti walking away with some points in his back pocket for that pole position that he stole away just moments ago. Will he be able to walk away with a few stage points as well here tonight? That's yet to be decided. First stage caution coming out at the completion of lap number 35. Then we will have our second stage come to a conclusion at the end of lap number 70. Then a long 80-lap run to the end of tonight's race. 150 laps scheduled in the official race distance here tonight at Gateway. In this track, very tricky, very treacherous. We already seen it catch one of the drivers out getting down into the corners. Steve Crapel got a little bit loose and nowhere to go. The 13 of Jerry Culver catches him, spins him on around the 12 of Jerry Hutchinson, piles into that incident just a little bit. Hutchinson will restart this race, though, up in the 16th spot. Crapel back now to the 18th spot, 12 spots back from where he started tonight's race. The front of your field still looks the same that it did at the start of tonight's race. Trevor Massetti will have control over the field on the restart. Michael Sheffield sitting just to his outside. Alexander Encarnacio still slotted right there in that third spot. Jerry Culver will now start second row, outside lane. Chevy Silverado down and away. Green flag flies once again here at Gateway as that 3 of Massetti hits the loud pedal. Has a one-truck race advantage by the time he makes his way to turn number 1. Austin Encarnacio in a battle for the third spot. He's got Jerry Culver tucked up just behind him. Jordan Westfall all over that rear deck lid of the 13. The 99 of Austin Encarnacio now looking to the inside of Westfall. Gonna take that spot away right there on entry. Pulling even though is Westfall. Now with that inside lane working off of turn 4, Encarnacio gonna put himself inside your top 5. Drivers nose to tail all over the track. We're going to check back in a little bit further through the field. There you can see that 2 of Craig Burns indeed received that lucky dog. Was able to get, oh, and the 59 goes sideways. The 14 involved. The 2 piles in. More trucks involved in this one. Jeff Carson gets caught up late in the going. Gonna take a look back here, see what happened, see how it all went down. Looks like the 59 of Stephen Baldwin contact with the 14. Here comes the 2, nowhere to go, catches the rear end of the 14. Up the track is the 59. Almost a little bit more contact there for the 9 of Jeff Carson. Carson almost had a big time moment, so already back under caution for the second time so far here tonight in the Fouled Plugs 150. Brought to you by the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Looks like most of the drivers going to elect to stay out on the track. Nobody really coming to pit road this time by, so as the field makes their way back behind this Chevy Silverado, will bring it back to a crawl one more time. Brandon Regal, Jerry Hutchinson, as well as Jeff Carson all onto pit road this time by. Looks like this very well, very well may be a quick caution here from Gateway. Looks like all those drivers already making their way back onto the track that elected to come to pit road. Jerry Hutchinson staying on pit road for just an extended stay right now, finishing up the final fixes on that 12 machine, so he'll rejoin the raceway. Brandon Regal still in his pit stall, thrashing away on that truck right now. That 36 unfortunately going to lose a lap, and it looks like we've got 2 drivers electing to come to pit road this time by, as we'll go back around the track 2 more times before we see a green flag. Some big movers of the race so far here tonight. Only 10 laps in to tonight's Fouled Plugs 150 at Gateway Motorsports Park here for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Up 7 spots from where he started tonight's race, Chris Wilson in the Ford F-150, now slotted in the 11th spot. Both of these drivers up 6 spots from where they started tonight's race. Ryan Azell sitting now in the 8th spot. Justin Hendry cracking inside the top 10, sitting in the 9th spot. Field gets the 1 to go. Chevy Silverado pace truck lights go out. Your top 3 remain the same. Jerry Culver will restart in that outside lane. Once again, there you see a little bit of damage to the back end. The back right side of that bumper caved in just a little bit, maybe a little bit of contact between himself and Jordan Westfall. Austin Encarnacio and Jordan Westfall will make up row number 3. Row number 4 for this restart. Brian Fine and Justin Hendry, Ryan Azell and Chris Wilson round out your top 10. Coming off of turn number 4, pace truck gonna make the left-hand turn. Field back in the hands of your race leader, Trevor Massetti. Hits the gas and breaks away from the field. What a restart by that 3 machine. He steps away from Alexander Encarnacio. That's gonna put Michael Sheffield now into that 2nd spot. Jerry Culver and Jordan Westfall battling for spots, and Culver falling through the field. Culver with some trouble. Caution flag flies once again here at Gateway. Gonna take another look back here, see if we can't see it a little bit better. Looks like Culver had an issue a little bit sideways getting into the corner. The 7 with a little bit of tap, and around goes Culver. Austin Encarnacio barely skates by there on the inside. A little bit more contact than that could have ended very bad for the driver inside of that 99 truck. So multiple drivers already caught up in multiple different incidents very early in tonight's race. Will rejoin the front of the field as your race leader catches up to the back end of that pace truck. And with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. backtrack side as the field makes their way down the backstretch. Chevy Silverado pace truck lights are off. We're set to fire things back off here tonight from Gateway Motorsports Park here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Fouled plugs 150. Trevor Massetti will lead the field back to the green flag. Single file restart as Massetti fires off and just launches away from the field. Loud pedal press to the floor. Massetti already out to a half a second race advantage over Michael Sheffield. Alexander Encarnacio has Austin Encarnacio just behind him. Jordan Westfall rounding out your top five, up 5 spots from where he started tonight's race. Ryan Azell right there in tow, back in the 7th spot. Battle all over the place, all the way back here, all the way back. 8th, 9th, 10th on track. Jerry Culver, Justin Hendry, Chris Wilson round out your top 10. Small battles all over the raceway. Back at the front of the field, your race leader, Trevor Massetti. Your pole sitter enjoys a 2/10 second race advantage over Michael Sheffield. Alexander Encarnacio about 7/10 behind Massetti, as Massetti's losing the race lead now to Sheffield. Sheffield makes the pass going into turn number 3. Massetti looking to take the spot back. Here comes Alexander Encarnacio back into the mix. Out of turn number 4, once again, Massetti trying to set his sights in on Sheffield and try to take back over that top spot. Massetti leading the entire race until just two laps ago. Michael Sheffield able to take that top spot away, and he will look to lead a handful of laps here as well. Look to keep that top spot look to keep that top spot all the way to the end of lap number 35, just 16 laps away till the conclusion of stage number 1 here tonight in the Fouled Plugs 150. Running the high lane, running the middle entry there to turn 3 and 4. Alexander Encarnacio losing quite a bit of ground that time through 3 and 4. Austin Encarnacio emblazed in a battle right here with the 7 of Jordan Westfall. That Kodak machine looking sweet out there tonight. A little beat up on the front side. Had a few little mix-ups already here tonight, but all over the rear deck lid of that 99 of Austin Encarnacio is Jordan Westfall. Gonna go back to this battle because it is a strong battle on track. Brian Fine just in front of Jerry Culver. He's got the 33 of Chris Wilson looking to the inside going into turn number 1. He's going to take that spot away. Slide job right up the track, right in front of that 13 of Jerry Culver. Steve Kerpel makes the pass now on Justin Hendry. Put Kerpel into the top 10. Heading to the heading to the front of the field right now, that 33 Ford F-150 looking pretty good on the speed, looking pretty good on the handling side of things. The rear end, that bumper caved right in. Somebody has absolutely knocked the back end of that Razorback machine. Has seen some better days on that 33 of Chris Wilson. Wilson, though, continuing to soldier on here tonight, even with that heavy damage very early in the going. Lap number 24 out of the 150 scheduled in tonight's official race distance, up 11 spots from where he started tonight's race. Chris Wilson running now in the 7th spot, and it looks like the 7 of Westfall has popped in engine. The engine has let go. Damage on the front end of that machine has just been too much. Temperature getting a little bit too hot and popping that engine. Westfall now off the track after having another incident here. We'll check in, see what happened to Westfall. Just very slow on the raceway, and it looks like Westfall bringing it to a stop to head back to pit road. Unfortunately, the caution flag coming out for that, so that will slow the field down one more time here tonight under caution. Once again, here from Gateway Motorsports Park in the Fouled Plugs 150. Looking through the field right now, trying to see who we see, who's made the most gains, who's lost the most so far as we run. Here on lap number 26 under caution, looks like biggest mover of the race is that 33 Razorback Ford F-150 piloted by Chris Wilson, up 12 spots, as I said, now in the 6th position. There you can see him just behind that 5 of Ryan Azell. And biggest, well, losing the most spots here tonight so far as we run on lap number 26 is the 2 machine of Craig Burns. His Ford F-150 struggling very early here tonight, has been on pit road multiple times to try to fix up some damage. That too has lost 11 spots from where he started tonight's race. Now running in the 15th spot. Looking at the timing and scoring, doesn't look like we have very many takers when it comes to pit road. Looks like maybe Steve Culver, or Jerry Culver, I apologize. Steve Crapell making his way by Culver, as Culver does elect to come to pit road this time by. One more lap around before we see the one to go here tonight at Gateway Motorsports Park in the Fouled Plugs 150. Stage number 1 end looming on the horizons. Stage 1 coming to a close at the completion of lap number 35. Then these drivers will reset, rethink the race strategy, try to refocus and refire the engines till the end of stage number 2, coming to a close at the end of lap number 70 here tonight in the 150 scheduled in the official race distance. And with these drivers making multiple pit stops, Brandon Regal, for example, 4 pit stops so far here tonight. How many times has he taken tires? Drivers with 4 sets of tires for the race evening, the ones they started on, and 3 extra ones in the pit. So going to have to be very selective on when you decide to use those tires here tonight, because I'm telling you, race fans, these tires mean an awful lot here tonight. And as the field gets double file, you know what that means. Chevy Silverado Pace truck lights are off. It'll make that left-hand turn coming out of turn number 4. Field will be in the hands of your race leader, Michael Sheffield, electing that inside lane. Trevor Massetti just to his outside. Can your pole sitter take back the race lead late here in stage number 1. There goes the pace truck, waiting now for the field to make their way to the restart box, and green flag flies as Sheffield nails the gas. Away we go. Once again here in stage number 1, just a handful of laps remaining here in stage 1, and a big stack up through the field. Look at this, 4-5 trucks all stacked up with each other. Ryan Azell to the inside. Massetti hounding Sheffield at the front, trying to stay with all the battles on the racetrack as Ryan Azell makes his way by Brian Fine. Put Azell now into the 6th spot. Wilson right there up 13 spots, now up into the 5th spot. Massetti not able to make his way by Sheffield just yet. Austin Encarnacio has taken that spot away from his brother Alexander. Alexander now sitting back in the 4th spot in that 94. A lot of drivers with some trouble off of turn 2 that time. Everybody keeps it straight heading down the backstretch towards turn number 3. Here comes Steve Capel in the outside lane, taking the spot away from Brian Fine. So Fine gonna lose yet another spot here and drop back to the 8th position. He's got Justin Hendry and Jeff Carson right there in tow. As now looking to take away that 4th spot, Austin Encarnacio trying to keep the fast 33 of Chris Wilson behind him. Alexander Encarnacio able to make his way back by that 99, set himself up nicely inside your top 3, but what a move. Drove right to the bottom of turn number 3 and pulled that pass off with ease. Chris Wilson moving to the front of the field. Wilson is on a tear through the field, but doesn't have very many laps remaining here in stage number 1 as the field make their way down the backstretch into turn number 3, now on lap number 32-33 when we cross the line. This time by your race leader, Michael Sheffield, makes his way off of turn number 4. And just a few laps remaining here in stage number 1. 3 laps remain here in stage number 1. Michael Sheffield continues to lead Trevor Massetti as Alexander Encarnacio, he's closing the gap, breathing down the neck of that 3 of Massetti, and Massetti just has not been the same since he got in that dirty air. Lap number 34 now underway for these drivers in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series here tonight at Gateway Motorsports Park for the Foul Plugs 150. Lap number 35 now underway. Final lap here in stage number 1. Trevor Massetti right there heating up Sheffield for that top spot, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull off that pass as Alexander Encarnacio has fallen off the pace just a little bit, falling into the clutches of Chris Wilson. But fortunately for Encarnacio, stage end coming as these drivers make their way off of turn number 4 back down the front stretch, gonna cross the line. That's gonna do it for your first stage here tonight. Caution flag flying for the stage end, walking away with the stage win right there, man, at the front of this field. Started outside pole, took the race lead from your pole sitter, and never looked back, walking away with the win here in stage number 1. The one of Michael Sheffield. And as the field makes their way around the track back to the back end of that Chevy Silverado pace truck, we'll take ourselves a brief commercial break. Let all of these drivers come to pit road, get some service and tires. With all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Backtrack side here at Gateway Motorsports Park as the field makes their way off of turn number 4, double file. Behind that Chevy Silverado pace truck, looks like we'll get the one to go this time by. That's right, back to green flag action. This next time around looks like we do have a few drivers playing the pit strategy game already here tonight. Your leader for this latest restart, Steve Kerpel, will have control over the field, taking that inside lane. Kerpel last on the pit road on lap number 3. Jerry Culver just to his outside will line up in the second spot. Culver last on the pit road on lap number 26. So looking to make some gains here with the track position. Culver and Kerpel will try to keep the field behind them. Can the clean air keep these Wallbangers Racing Truck Series drivers at the front of the field? We'll have to wait to find out. Pace truck down and away. We're set to go back. Green flag racing this time by, and just like that, on the gas, Kerpel gets away from the field with a great jump. Capel with a great jump, continuing to lead the field as they make their way down the backstretch back into turn number 3. As the first few laps begin to click off here in stage number 2. 2 and 3 wide behind your race leaders as Jerry Culver is falling through the field. We'll take a look back right here as Culver's side by side with Craig Burns, Justin Hendry, Brian Fine, Trevor Massetti, all packed up running with each other as the drivers try to make their way by Culver on those older tires. Craig Burns not able to do so. He's going to stay right there in that 4th spot. And now Massetti looks to take a spot away from Hendry. Does so with fairly not much trouble. And now Massetti will set his sights on Craig Burns. Burns stuck on that high side. That's going to give the spot to Massetti as he sets sail into turn number 1. Side by side through the center of 1 and 2, but Massetti gonna pull away with ease down the back stretch. Now set his sights in on your 3rd place runner, the 13 of Jerry Culver. Looking back a little further through the field, you can see this battle raging on. There you see that 33 of Chris Wilson. Very fast through stage number 1, back behind the field a little bit now, trying to make his way back up into a top 5 spot. Wilson still up 10 spots from where he started tonight's race, now running in the 8th spot and looking for more. Wilson looks to the inside of Hendry. Hendry washes up the track through 3 and 4. Side by side as they work their way off of the corner exit back to the front stretch. Drag race, and Hendry gonna pull that 33, but here comes Wilson once again back on that inside lane. Loses a little bit of ground down these front stretches, but is right there each and every entry, making Hendry think about the line he's gonna run, and that's gonna allow that 5. Oh, and way up the track goes the 33. Way up the track, and door slam right into the side of Justin Hendry. That is not the way the slide job goes, and hard impact gonna send Hendry sliding through the running order all the way back now to the 12th spot. And in danger of losing a little bit more ground as Austin Encarnacio in the 99 machine closes the distance. A little tail happy coming off of 2 for Encarnacio. Back at the front of the field, though, gonna check in with the driver of that 94 machine. Your points leader was right there in the 2nd spot, heating up the back end of Steve Crapel with those fresh tires. But since Alexander Encarnacio falling off of the pace, losing a ton of ground, as Trevor Massetti and Michael Sheffield both made their way by. Now they'll take their trucks and try to get around that 18 of Steve Crapel. Massetti has done so, and now Sheffield makes that pass off of turn number 4, firing down the front stretch. Back to the race lead. New leader, the 3 of Trevor Massetti. Austin Encarnacio in danger of losing a little bit more ground here tonight, now running in the 13th spot, looking to try to find a way by the 12 of Hutchinson, but he is falling into the clutches of the 9 of Jeff Carson, as Hutchinson had just made the pass on Austin Encarnacio. Encarnacio not letting him get away. But as they continue to battle on, that's going to bring Jeff Carson right along with them. And now scooting away just a little bit is Hutchinson. Back at the front, the class of the field continues to be Trevor Massetti and Michael Sheffield. Both of these drivers checked out when they had the clean air on the front of their Gander Mountain RV Outdoors Wallbangers Racing Truck Series machines. 2 Chevy Silverados lead the field. Third place runner, Toyota Tundra, that 18 S&C Transport machine piloted by Steve Kerpel. He's got the Ford F-150 of Alexander Encarnacio from Encarnacio Racing slotted in just behind him in the 4th spot. 5th place as they run on track, another Ford F-150, the 2 machine of Craig Burns. And yes, race fans, it's outside of the top 10. It's actually just outside of the top 15. Look at this little battle right here. 14th, 15th, 16th, all on track. Austin Encarnacio, Chris Claude, Brandon Regal. They're battling like it's the battle for the race lead back here for 14th, 15th, and 16th, respectively, on track. Bob Williams a little bit off of pace, a little bit behind from these drivers, about 11 seconds back to Bob Williams. Williams has had a pretty rough go very early in tonight's race as we continue this green flag run. We have been, Austin Encarnacio tail happy off of 2 pounds. That outside wall, he's going to lose that spot to Chris Claude, and if he's not careful, there's Brandon Regal right there. That 36th machine going to make his way by Austin on the inside. So now Austin falling back to the 16th spot, 9 spots from where he started tonight's race, and now looking to dive into turn 1, trying to take the spot back away. Way up the track is the 36. Still struggling on that corner exit of turn number 2. Austin Encarnacio gonna lose that battle now, as we'll jump back at the front of the field with this new truck battle. Trevor Massetti continues to lead Michael Sheffield. They have absolutely stepped away from your 3rd place driver, Steve Kerpel, and Kerpel has got Austin Encarnacio all over him, heating up that rear deck lid, but Encarnacio not able to do anything with Kerpel so far. We'll jump. That is not the right camera right there, so we'll try to locate the right camera for you. Looks like having a little bit of camera issues here tonight, so we'll jump back to another one right here. Looking at that 18 of Steve Kerpel make his way off of turn number 2, still leading that 94 of Alexander Encarnacio. Field about 16 laps away from the stage break here. Stage number 2 gonna come to a close at the completion of lap number 70 as your race leader now begins lap number 56 out of the 150 scheduled in the official race distance, and it looks like we may have had another truck blow another engine. There you see the smoke down the back stretch, and I believe Bob Williams in the 14 has finally lost that race engine. He's going to have to come to pit road this time by as the field continues on the track. Clean and green since the drop of the green flag for the start of stage number 2. After an early caution-filled rash of incidents at the beginning of tonight's Fouled Plugs 150 from Gateway Motorsports Park, we have had ourselves a good long green flag stint of running here tonight. And Trevor Massetti, your pole sitter, looking to walk away with a few stage points himself, trying to gain some ground over Alexander Encarnacio, who has finally made that pass. We'll jump back to this battle one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Finally able to make that pass on the driver with the older tire. Steve Kerpel finally falling back to the 4th spot. And now Jerry Hutchinson with some issues, with some trouble there. You see that beaten and battered 12 Gatorade Chevy Silverado will jump back. Looks like we got the thumbs up, so let's check out, see how it all happened with our replay. And just on the brakes and off of the front end of that Toyota Tundra. 59 of Stephen Baldwin Jr. gets into the back end of the 12 machine, and around goes Hutchison. That will put us under caution yet again here tonight from Gateway Motorsports Park. Under caution now for the 6th time tonight as the field makes their way around this track here at Gateway. Gonna check in with the weather report, see how things are shaking out down there on track. Very mild night here tonight. 84 degrees track temperature right there in a line, just 86 degrees, so not a lot of heat, not a lot of temperature getting laid down on the track right now. That's preventing some of the rubber from being put down, and that very well may be why we see some of the struggles we see getting into these corners. As it looks like Brandon Regal gonna take his machine to pit road. He's actually exiting pit road now as Jerry Hutchinson catches the field, comes to pit road for some service after that hard contact sent him spinning. 7 of Jordan Westfall receiving a wave around as the field stays out here. Trevor Massetti will stay behind that Chevy Silverado pace truck. Not a lot of laps left here in stage number 2 as the field makes their way down into turn number 3 behind your race leader, sticking right behind that Chevy Silverado pace truck. We'll cross the line to begin lap number 61, and that will give us just 10 laps to go here in stage number 2 before we find out who can stick a few more points in their back pocket. Will Michael Sheffield be able to take that top spot away and walk away with yet another stage win? Well, just like you race fans, we're going to have to wait to find out as the field gets 2 to go this time by. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break, then be right back for all your green flag action to the end of stage number 2. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
North Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400-lap race on this .625-mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into second position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. His second win of 1987. It's going to be a battle for second. Bill Elliott is
Back track side as the Chevy Silverado pace truck ducks off. Massetti hits the gas. Green flag flies once again here at Gateway Motorsports Park. With just a handful of laps left here in stage number 2, Trevor Massetti looking to get some points here as up the track goes Alexander Encarnacio just in front of Steve Kerpel. Kerpel last to pit road on lap number 3. So caution flag flying once again. That's going to put us back under the yellow flag. Let's take a look, see what happened here. Not looking like we've got anything on track. And there you see the 59 a little bit slow on track. Try to go back here, see if we can't see what happened one more time. And there you see that 59 sideways right in front of the 10 of Chris Claude. Nowhere to go. Contact between those two truck series drivers brings the caution out one more time. So we will have ourselves yet another restart as we get set to end stage number 2. Gonna have a short, almost a green-white checker to the end of stage number 2 here. We should see that green flag fly right around lap number 69 here. So it looks like driver's gonna have about a 1, possibly a 2-lap shootout to the end of stage number 2. Can Sheffield pull it off? Can he make his way by Massetti and walk away with 2 stage wins here tonight from Gateway Motorsports Park in the Fouled Plugs 150? We'll have to wait and see how all that shakes out, how it all turns out. But while we've got a second here under caution, why don't we go ahead and do a little bit of relations here. Why don't we go ahead and do it like this and say, how you doing, how you feeling, race fans out there tonight, as we slowly close in on the halfway points here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Drivers mixing it up all over the place. Trevor Massetti, your pole sitter, trying to close the points gap back to your points leader, Alexander Encarnacio. Alexander sitting back there in the 3rd spot. Massetti gaining a little bit of ground already with the points for the pole position. Massetti trying to grab a few points for a stage win as well. With all that being said, how you doing? How you feeling? If you haven't already, race fans, drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just casually stopping by and through, or if you're the dedicated friend, fan, or family. We appreciate each and every one of you. I know I surely appreciate it. These drivers surely appreciate each and every time you stop by, so go ahead. Let them know you were here. Drop them a thumbs up. Field makes their way off of turn number 4. Gonna cross the stripe to receive the 1 to go. And we will see that green flag fly on lap number 68. And we are set to end stage number 2 at the completion of lap number 70. So it's gonna be a 2-lap shootout, almost a practice green-white checkered, if you will, here for these drivers as they make their way around this very tricky track here. Gateway, not anything to take lightly. These corner entries very tricky. Turn number 1 a little bit wide and can be a little bit deceiving on just how much you got to get on the binders, how much you got to get these trucks woe down. And then turn number 3 is just very, very tight. Got to be on the brakes, down in the gear, and get get the bite off of the corner to try to put the power down the front stretch. Let's see if your race leader, your pole sitter here tonight, can get the job done here to end stage number 2. Chevy Silverado pace truck ducks off. We're ready to fire things off once again, and green flag flies as Massetti hits the loud pedal. Good start by Sheffield. Side by side, still going into turn number 1. Steve Kerpel looking to take the 3rd spot as Alexander Encarnacio stuffs it down to the inside. Look at that high side work for Sheffield. He's going to take that top spot away. Here comes Kerpel for 2nd. 3 wide as they head towards turn number 3. Alexander Encarnacio to the inside. Not going to work. Sheffield down to the bottom. Off of turn number 4, Michael Sheffield. Oh, big time wiggle out of that 94. Drivers checking up after a huge wiggle off of turn number 4 out of that 94 machine of Alexander Encarnacio. And now just in front of Steve Kerpel. Almost into that outside wall on the exit of 2. Massetti looking for a way to find that top spot. Losing that top spot here in the closing stages of stage number 2. Sheffield comes off of 4, sees the 1 to go. White flag here in stage number 2. One more time around. Can that 3 of Massetti somehow get around Sheffield? Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Still struggling for grip off of corner exit is that 94. But no struggles right here at the front of the field. Driver sitting in that 1 truck, that Chevy Silverado, piloted by Michael Sheffield, makes his way off of turn number 4. Gonna cross the stripe, put a 2nd stage win in his back pocket. Michael Sheffield getting the job done on that green-white checkered attempt to end stage number 2 here tonight in the Fouled Plugs 150. Man. Oh man, I tell you what, that was a good little crazy run. Short track Saturday night under the lights, if you will, here for the final few laps in stage number 2. Michael Sheffield will bring the field back to a crawl as they catch up to the back end of that familiar Chevy Silverado pace truck. With all that being said, race fans, man, we're just at the halfway point here tonight. Just about 76, 77 laps left to go here tonight in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series, race number 10 out of the 25 races scheduled in this season. You're watching the Fouled Plugs 150 live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with all your green flag action live here from Gateway Motorsports Park. back trackside as the final pit stops here at the end of stage number 2 come to a close. Chevy Silverado pace truck turns the lights off. We're set to go back. Green flag racing once again. Jordan Westfall, Stephen Baldwin Jr. electing to stay out at the end of stage number 2. They were both on the pit road back at lap number 60 and lap number 64 for that 59 truck. They will have Trevor Massetti, Alexander Encarnacio lining up just behind them. Steve Kerpel with a good recovery so far here tonight. He'll line up in the 5th spot with Craig Burns just to his outside. Or actually, that is going to be Michael Sheffield to the outside of Steve Kerpel back in the 6th spot. How will that 7 fire off? We'll have to wait and see here, race fans, as we get set to fire things off. Yet again here from Gateway Motorsports Park Field through turn 4, pace truck down and away. Long wait to the restart box, stacking up the field. The 7 jumps on the gas late and gets a good jump on the field, catching him sleeping a little bit. Trevor Massetti balling up through the field. Look at him. There he goes all the way up into the 2nd spot. Not getting the greatest restart that time by was the 59 of Stephen Baldwin Jr. He's going to fall into the clutches of Steve Kerpel. Kerpel's got Sheffield and Burns lined up right there with him on that bottom lane. 59 looks to the inside for a moment. Not going to have the room. Not going to try it just yet. He'll stay back in that 5th position, but here comes Sheffield looking once again to the bottom. Back at the front, up way out of the groove, out of turn number 2. Jordan Westfall going to give that spot to Trevor Massetti as we have another caution here tonight at Gateway Motorsports Park. Looks like Ryan Azell involved in this one. We'll take a look back here, see what happened with the 5. And there you go, slight contact. The 5 goes around, slides through the grass. Slight impact with that inside concrete retaining wall, trying to get it headed in the right direction. Spins around just a little bit in that grass, gets it back on track, fired off in the right direction, and Ryan Azell now back to the 17th spot in the running order. We'll check back in with your race leader back at the front of the field as Massetti was able to make the pass on the restart. Hill take back over the race lead. Jordan Westfall gonna line up just to his outside. Alexander Encarnacio will start first car, 2nd row on the inside. Steve Kerpel right there lining up just to his outside. As the drivers continue around the track under caution yet again here tonight on lap number 80 out of the 150 scheduled in the official race distance, just about 10 laps or so past the halfway point. Here tonight, your pole sitter Trevor Massetti will have control over this latest restart after taking control of the race once again after Jordan Westfall elected to stay out on track with Stephen Baldwin Jr. at the end of stage number 2. Massetti back to the front of the field. And where is your double stage winner tonight? Michael Sheffield a little further back through the field, slotted in the 6th spot for this restart. We'll keep our eye on that Fast 1 machine, see how quickly he can get back up through the field and back to the tail end of Massetti battle for a race lead. We'll see how all that goes. Still a very long way to go here tonight in the Fouled Plugs 150 for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Live here from Gateway Motorsports Park. Pace truck lights are out. Field gets double file down the backstretch. We're set to fire things off one more time here tonight. Pace truck ready to make that left-hand turn. Field will be in the hands of your race leader, Trevor Massetti, working their way off of turn number 4, back in the gas. Green flag flies once again here at Gateway Motorsports Park. Massetti back down into turn number 1, clean and clear. Westfall with a better run through the center of 1 and 2 that time by. He'll keep the 2nd spot. Alexander Encarnacio hot on the trail, running in that 3rd spot. Steve Kerpel still in 4th. Michael Sheffield now up to the 5th position. And close battles back here. Look at this. 2 trucks, 2 wide, 2 rows deep. Here at Gateway Motorsports Park, the 59 of Stephen Baldwin Jr. stacking up the field. That Dirty Mo 36 machine piloted by Brandon Regal makes up a few spots as Sheffield goes way up the track. And Jerry Hutchinson may have been involved in this latest incident. We'll take a look back here, see what happened with Hutchinson. There you go, Culver and Hutchinson contact, and Culver catches the brunt of that hard impact with that right rear into that outside wall. The 12 machine with some heavy damage on that right front, just in front of that right side tire. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. He's going to go ahead and bring his machine down to pit road for some service here, I would believe, under this latest caution. As the field comes to a crawl here under our 10th caution tonight. As the field continues to work their way around the track under caution here tonight, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, pay a few bills. You know how that goes, so don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Back trackside as the field makes their way off of turn number 2. Chevy Silverado pace truck lights have went off. We're ready to go back green flag racing once again here tonight at Gateway Motorsports Park. Field finds theirself under caution for the 10th time here tonight in the fouled plugs. A 150 for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. That's right, race number 11 out of the 25 scheduled in the season. Pace truck down and away, field in the hands of your race leader, waiting for him to hit the gas, and on the gas, green flag flies once again here from Gateway Motorsports Park. There you can see across the screen, you'll see the lap times, you'll see the distance, you'll see the gaps as Westfall all over that rear deck lid right now on Massetti, looking to battle back on the outside as Westfall trying to make that outside lane work side by side still with your race leader into turn 3. Outside working for that 7 for the time being. Encarnacio with a good run on the bottom, looking to the inside now. Massetti with a block. Massetti blocks 3 wide heading into turn number 1. That's going to be very dangerous. 3 wide again. Woo, Massetti skates through the center. Going to slide up just in front of that 7 of Westfall. Encarnacio going to fall in line now as the 1 of Sheffield has arrived inside the top 5, and he is on the scene at the front of this field trying to take away some top spots. Craig Wilson, what a run by Wilson, not to mention Brandon Regal. Now, last driver inside the top 5, Regal up 14 spots from where he started tonight's race, and look at how close Sheffield shoves that truck down into turn 1 and 2 all over the side of Austin Encarnacio. No, room for error. Way down into the corner. The 7 flies down into turn 3 and 4, even with Massetti on the corner exit. Drag race to the stripe. Advantage goes to the 3. Oh, contact. The 7 comes up and into the 94. How did Austin Encarnacio save that? And Chris Wilson gets out of shape. Hard into the inside wall. Still keeps that 33 machine rolling, and now finally spins, nails that inside concrete barrier. We stay green flag. Race officials Demon still able to stay green flag here. Big time trouble late in the going after a great race so far by Chris Wilson. 33 gonna have to hit pit road this time by, and yes, he does. Excuse me. Big moment there for Craig Burns. A lot of drivers with some big moments here. Greg Burns with a big time issue coming off of turn number 2. Now I can bet inside that 94 machine, that Encarnacio Racing Stable F-150. Alexander Encarnacio probably driving a little hot under the helmet right now, tracking down your top 3 drivers. Steve Kerpel with a big time moment. He goes way up the track. He's going to lose a spot to Brandon Regal. Regal now up into the 6th spot, trying to set his sights on the back end of Craig Burns as Trevor Massetti has stepped away. Michael Sheffield struggled to get by that 7 of Jordan Westfall, and that has been just enough to open up a 1-second race advantage for Massetti. Biggest lead of the race so far here tonight for Massetti. Can he continue to grow that gap as we slowly close in on the 100 lap mark here tonight in the Fouled Plugs 150 for race number 11 in season number 1 for Wallbangers Racing Truck Series live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you haven't already, race fans, throw these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you stop by, whether you're just stopping by casually or if you're the dedicated friend, fan, or family, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you join us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And as I said, if you haven't already, throw these drivers a thumbs up. Big time move as into the back of the 7, Alexander Encarnacio in the 7 of Jordan Westfall. Well, they had a meeting of the minds. Looks like some maybe remember me action on the track is what we'll call it, as Bob Williams seems to have had an incident. There you see the 14 down off the track. We'll take a look back here, see what happened. There you can see that 14 down into the corner and just way up the track into the side of the wall and collects the 10. Chris Claude, almost an innocent bystander, if you will, and tough break for the driver inside that 10 machine. Chris Claude caught up in another racing incident here tonight from Gateway Motorsports Park. We'll jump back up front with your race leader live once again. Trevor Massetti bringing his 3 machine to pit road. Looks like a few drivers gonna join him. Alexander Encarnacio as well as Craig Burns, Brandon Regal, Jordan Westfall, Justin Hendry, pretty much the entire field. Looks like only 2 drivers gonna stay out there on track. Steve Kerpel as well as Stephen Baldwin Jr. gonna stay out on track, waiting to use that set of tires Looks like the crew chief's banking on a late race caution to come down and put fresh tires on that 18 machine as well as the 59. So as we find ourselves under caution for the 11th time here tonight, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
The field is rolling on the back straightaway.
Get ready. This is going to be tight. Out of turn 4, ladies and gentlemen. The All-American 400 is underway.
Gotta be careful. The bumps here can get you every time. Entering the corner, exiting the corner.
After trouble on the track brought us under caution yet again here tonight, we will fire things off yet again with 51 laps remaining. Chevy Silverado pace truck ducks off. Steve Kerpel in 18 hits the loud pedal. Green flag flies once again here at Gateway Motorsports Park. Kerpel off to a good jump, but here comes that fast 3 of Massetti. Excuse me, goodness gracious. Massetti coming to pit road, getting those fresh tires, and you can absolutely see the difference those fresh tires make. Those 4 freshies got the 3 feeling like Superman at the front of the field. Alexander Encarnacio sitting right there in the 3rd spot. He's also got some fresh tires on his Ford F-150. Michael Sheffield running in 4th. Stephen Baldwin Jr. electing to stay out on track with Steve Kerpel sitting now in the 5th spot, but in heavy traffic, under fire here. We'll jump back with this battle right here between Jeff Carson, Stephen Baldwin Jr., Craig Burns, all right there, nose to tail, 3 wide through the center of 3 and 4. 3 wide through the center of 3 and 4. That did not work out for that 59 of Stephen Baldwin Jr. He's going to lose 2, now make it 3 spots in just about 1 lap and losing even more, falling through the field right now. Stephen Baldwin Jr. now back to 10th. He's going to fall to the clutches of Jerry Hutchinson. Brandon Regal looking to the inside as well. Jordan Westfall, next driver in line to freight train that 59, stuck on the high line right now. Contact between the 7 and the 12. Squirrely down the front stretch. They collect it. Head off into turn number 1. The 7 a little hot under the collar after some contact between himself and the 94. Now looking to go 3 wide through the center. 7 not going to do it, not going to put the front end of that machine 3 wide just yet. And look at it again, almost 3 wide. Once again, back here through the pack. The 12 of Hutchinson running in the 11th spot. Westfall back in 12th. Stephen Baldwin Jr. now gives up those 2 spots. He's going to give up another spot to Brian Fine, and Chris Claude looking to follow through. Back at the front, not much to be said for this man right here. Alexander Encarnacio has now moved his way up into a podium spot, running in the 2nd position, but not able to close any ground in on your pole sitter. Your race leader out in front of the field by just about 1 second, Trevor Massetti. Close battle right here on track. We'll jump back to this one. Jeff Carson, Craig Burns, Justin Hendry, and Austin Encarnacio all nose to tail. There's Jerry Culver right there in the 9th spot. He's got Brandon Regal looking to the inside in that 36 Dirty Mo Chevy Silverado way up the track now. Steve Kerpel's SNC Transport Toyota Tundra struggling just a little bit. He's going to lose some ground. Still inside the top 10, running in the 9th spot. Culver drops to the bottom as Kerpel goes way up the track. The 7 of Jordan Westfall looking to follow through as Austin Encarnacio sideways off of 2. Tail fishing down the backstretch. He collects the truck. Now way up the track. There goes that 36 of Regal as Culver looks to the bottom, looks to take that 8th spot away. Does so. Drag race to the line. Give the spot to Culver. There you see the drivers on the outside. They're able to make a lot of ground up on entry and right towards the center. But then that inside lane, if they can keep it down on that inside lane without washing up, they just absolutely eat up the driver stuck on that outside lane. There you can see the 7 of Jordan Westfall, exactly as I was saying, was able to keep the truck pinned down there through 3 and 4 and made a ton of ground just in that one corner of the track. Another example right there, the 36 just up the track a little bit. The 7 able to keep it glued to the bottom, made up that difference. Drag race now back into turn number 3, and the 7 of Westfall looking to take the 9th spot away. Steve Kerpel right there behind these drivers. He's going to battle for a spot back inside the top 10 after staying out on track under our latest caution. It looks like Brandon Regal having a little connection issue, so we'll jump back up front with your race leader, Trevor Massetti, who continues to lead. Alexander Encarnacio, Michael Sheffield runs in 3rd. And as we're down now, as the leader crosses the line to just 40 laps remaining here tonight in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series, fouled plugs 150 from Gateway Motorsports Park. Do want to take a brief moment to say thank you to each and every one of you joining us here tonight. Glad you could join us. Caution flag now coming out on track. Looking to see if we can see anything, and not looking like we see very much. Bob Williams still under power. Looks like the 59 of Stephen Baldwin Jr. still under power. We'll check the replay, see what we see. It doesn't look like we see very much of anything, but unfortunately, caution's still going to fly here tonight. Check one more time here on the replay, see if we can't see anything going down, and there it is. There's the contact. Austin Encarnacio with contact with Jerry Culver. That sends Culver right into that outside wall. We'll take one more look at how this went down. It looks like just a late dive into the corner by that 99 machine and into that left rear quarter. And nothing Culver could do at that point except try to hang on, try to maintain, minimize the contact. Still some pretty significant contact with that outside wall. And although this may seem like it's somewhat of a shorter track, aerodynamics very big here at Gateway Motorsports Park. As you see the 36 go to pit road that time by. The 13 of Jerry Culver, he's actually going to stay out on track right now. Try to catch back up to the race leader a little bit more before hitting pit road. Trevor Massetti, Michael Sheffield, Craig Burns, Jeff Carson, and Jordan Westfall round out your field at the front. That is your top 5 as they are on track. Steve Capel still staying out there, still not coming to pit road just yet. Saving those tires for just absolutely as long as he can. And you gotta wonder, how many tires do some of these drivers still have back there behind pit wall? Have some of them laid or made their bed with no more tires? No tires here at Gateway, not going to be good, especially when the last time most of these drivers were on pit road was back at lap number 97. That's knocking on the door of almost 20 laps deep onto the tire run for these Wallbanger Racing Truck Series drivers. And as they continue to run right here, if we get another caution and possibly Steve Capel comes down and gets some fresh tires where these drivers don't have it, we can look for that 18 S&C Transport Toyota Tundra to make a tear through the field, because he has been able to hang on with some older tires here pretty much all night long. We've seen that strategy from that 18 crew prevail. He's lost a little bit of ground from where he's had these restarts, but he's overall gained positions throughout the night. And we'll see if he can't continue this gamble and continue to try to make his way up inside a podium finishing spot here tonight. Your top 3 as they run right now on lap number 114 out of the 150 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Trevor Massetti continues his dominating ways, but the man right behind him, running in the second spot, has walked away from the track so far here tonight with 2 stage wins. Will Michael Sheffield make it a complete sweep? Still a long way to go, because what about the driver sitting in the 3rd and final podium spot? Has took him all night long to get back up here after missing the start of the race, being caught behind a little bit right at the start. Craig Burns has brought his 2 machine now into a podium spot. And as the field makes their way down the backstretch, gonna do a little bit of house cleaning. We had 18 drivers take to tonight's starting grid, and we have still got 16 drivers out of there on the track. All 16 truck drivers on the lead lap, so we will get set to go back green flag racing this time by Chevy Silverado pace truck ready to make that left-hand turn. There it goes, on and out the way. Massetti waiting to hit the gas. Green flag now flies as Massetti fires off. Sheffield with a great run up through the gears. The one of Sheffield looks to make the pass on the high side by they get the one, and he is gonna do it. Power move on the restart. New race leader once again. That one of Michael Sheffield. Burns still running in a solid third place right now, has Jordan Westfall just behind him, and that 7 looks like he may be struggling just a little bit. Jeff Carson sitting now in the 5th spot, up 11 spots from where he started, and strike that because Steve Kerpel in that 18 machine has made his way by, and here comes Alexander Encarnacio. He's going to take away that 7th spot, and if he's not careful, Jerry Culver is going to take that spot away as well. The 12 of Hutchinson way outside on that outside lane. No threat to Culver as he looks to the inside of Carson. Side by side to the line. Culver on the bottom. Jerry Culver trying to get the job done on that inside lane. Not able to do so just yet. The 9 gets a little out of shape on the corner exit. That Wild West Courier number 9 looking pretty sporty right now. That Toyota Tundra looking good, running a little higher than most of the drivers. Brandon Regal now looking to the inside of Jerry Culver. They'll stack them up off of 4. Big stack up between these 4 truck series drivers. Regal, Hutchison, Fine, and Hendry all nose to tail as they make their way around turns 1 and 2. Michael Sheffield has begun to step away just a little bit at the front from Trevor Massetti. He now enjoys a 4/10 of a second race advantage. And don't look now, Alexander Encarnacio to the inside of Burns. Battle for the 3rd spot on track. Making a late race run after not being a big key factor all night long. Driver with the most series wins so far this season. Driver sitting at the top of the point standings coming into tonight's race number 11 out of the 25 scheduled in the season number 1. Alexander Encarnacio has that 94 headed in the right direction on the freshest tires out of your top 5 right now, and Encarnacio making the most of those 4 fresh Goodyear. So side by side battle and contact. Massetti and Encarnacio making contact. I don't know how they didn't wad it up right there. That was every bit of a wreck. They just didn't crash. Looks like Bob Williams may have had yet another incident here tonight. Seems like he has jumped to pit road just 2 laps ago. Lap 120, Bob Williams bringing his 14 machine back down to pit road. We'll do a little look-see through the timing and scoring. Looks like we've now got 3 drivers off track. 15 drivers still running on the speedway. Austin Encarnacio, first and only driver, scored off of the lead lap. That is still running on the track. And Alexander Encarnacio, he's looking to try to run down Michael Sheffield because he has absolutely separated himself from Massetti. Trevor Massetti now 1.2 seconds behind. This battle at the front of the field between Michael Sheffield in the 1 truck, who's being hounded. Oh my goodness, almost contact there. Encarnacio with a huge run through the center of 3 and 4. Big gains on entry on all of these corners here for Encarnacio. A little more conservative that time by into turn number 1, but he is all over the rear deck lid. Now look for him to look to the inside heading into turn number 3. Not going to be close enough to do anything with it. He'll stay in line as they enter turns 3 and 4. Now right down on the apron, getting those left side tires on the apron, kicking it sideways. He's going to lose a little bit of ground off of the corner of 4 that time by, but still right there in touch with your race leader, and I think it's going to be a little too late for some of these drivers that may have been trying to keep some of those fresh tires in their back pocket, with just 26 laps now remaining in tonight's Fouled Plugs 150 here for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series battle for that top spot. Alexander Encarnacio looks to the inside. He's going to complete the pass. By the time they work their way to the front stretch, now Sheffield looking for the inside. Not going to be there. New race leader for the first time here tonight. Driver inside of that 94 machine, Alexander Encarnacio. After that battle for the top spot went away, we'll jump back now with this 3-car battle going on between Jeff Carson, Brian Fine, Justin Hendry in the 28 Ford F-150 right there behind these two drivers, mixing it up for spots inside the top 10. Brandon Regal making a pass on the 12 of Jerry Hutchinson that time by through turns 1 and 2, and now Hutchinson and Baldwin Jr. begin to battle. Big time moment for the 9, super loose on corner exit. Gonna go up the track. That's gonna open the door for the 98 Tide Ford F-150. Being piloted by Brian Fine. Not going to have enough momentum to do anything with it. Going to pull to the outside of Carson on corner exit, back across the stripe. Carson keeping it wound up down there on the bottom. Can he make it stick, or will he move up the track? Both drivers slide up a little bit. Close quarters off of turn 2, pinching that corner exit off was that 95 of Fine, and he's going to take that 7th spot away. And how many times have we seen it done this season? Late race strategy when it comes down to using those tires have seemed to fall the way of this 94 multiple occasions here so far this season. And with 22 laps remaining, Alexander Encarnacio has opened up just about a 1-second race advantage over Michael Sheffield. But look just in front there, you see the back marker. That is another driver from Encarnacio Racing. Austin Encarnacio already being scored 1 lap down. Will he fall yet another lap down here tonight? And looking back through the timing and scoring, I think we're going to have a lot of these drivers that are going to have to come back to pit road. I'm not quite sure if Alexander Encarnacio is going to be able to stretch this thing and make it to the end. So I tell you what, race fans, why don't we go to a little bit of the pit strategy, a little bit of the pit information. There you see it, 35 laps out of those first 2 stints. He was last on to pit road on lap 112, so you do the math. I don't think that's going to carry him to lap 150, so it looks like the entire field going to have to come to pit road one more time. And could Alexander have taken his tires under caution? That way he's just coming to pit road to get fuel on his final stop. Will that pay out? Will that pan off? Will that pay off? Will it pan out? There you go. I'll get it right for Encarnacio, or could possibly Sheffield or Massetti with those fresh tires make up the ground needed. And he's closing laps here from Gateway Motorsports Park in the fouled plugs, a 150. Lap traffic very well may come into play. Alexander Encarnacio with the race lead, just putting teammate and brother down a second lap here tonight. The 99 of Austin Encarnacio now falls down 2 laps, and Sheffield struggling to get by that 99 right now, being stuck right now kind of in a following mode. Almost into that outside wall there on corner exit of 4. Austin Encarnacio, he has not had the best handling truck here tonight. He has been fighting that thing lap after lap all night long. And here comes Trevor Massetti, slowly but surely closing that distance, slowly but surely closing in on your top 2 drivers. Last time by, Massetti 35-30 to your race leaders 35-59. So he is definitely on the move, and he is definitely coming, definitely faster than your race leader. That time by about another 0.3 of a second faster than your race leader. Alexander Encarnacio crossing the line, bringing in a 35-53. Massetti right there in 3rd place in the 3 truck. 35-27 last time by. You know, maybe these crew chiefs know a little more than I do. I'm absolutely sure they do. Not sure any of these drivers gonna actually have to come to pit road or not. Not seeing any indicators that anybody is wanting to come to pit road. Long green flag run here to close things out at Gateway Motorsports Park after a rash of cautions throughout tonight's race. Alexander Encarnacio now at the front of the field, and he has fallen back into the clutches of Michael Sheffield. Sheffield able to gain about a half a second on Encarnacio over the last 4 laps or so. So I wonder how much of this is just saving those last little bit of tires. How much of this is just those tires being completely worn off after the mad dash up through the field on our latest restart to claim the lead. Alexander Encarnacio once had over a 1 second race advantage, now down to just the half a second mark. Gonna look through the field, mention a few drivers out there tonight. Looks like your biggest mover in the race so far here, if we were to end things right now with 13 laps to go, driver right there in that 9 machine, Jeff Carson, would walk away with the biggest mover award. The 9 up 8 spots from where he started tonight's race, running in the 8th position. Driver just behind him, there you can see, after a couple of race incidents here tonight, kind of being a punching bag for a few other trucks out there tonight, nonetheless soldiering on with a good solid top 10 run here tonight, the 13 of Jerry Culver. Gonna look for a few more battles on track. Here you go. You've got Steve Crapel. He's just in front of Jordan Westfall. Just in front, being about a 0.7 of a second advantage for Capel. And we'll look a little further up through the field. We've got a battle brewing for the top 2 spots. Michael Sheffield right there. He has closed the distance. He is there. Alexander Encarnacion's now going to have a side and rear view mirror full of not just Michael Sheffield, but a man that took the pole position here tonight. Driver second in the point standings, Trevor Massetti, making a charge late in tonight's race, crossing the line. 10 laps remaining here tonight in the fouled plugs. 150. Watching as the final few laps unfold here from Gateway Motorsports Park. Alexander Encarnacio very aggressive on the restart, making his way up through the field as quickly as possible. Has since lost a lot of time, maybe chewed up those tires, and Sheffield with a big time moment has to check up, get way out of the gas, go way up the track. And that's going to give Encarnacio a little bit more breathing room. 9 laps remaining as the leader works his way off of turn number 4. Sheffield going to look to try to close that gap back down once again, but got to be careful because Trevor Massetti right there in the 3 truck ready to pounce if there's any mishaps or mistakes here in the closing final 8 laps of the Fouled Plugs 150 for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series season number 1, race number 11 here. From Gateway Motorsports Park off of turn number 4, yet again gonna cross the stripe. Just 7 laps now remaining, and it doesn't look like Sheffield able to close the gap the way he was a handful of laps ago. And Steve Coppell gonna have to bring his car to pit road. The 18 Toyota Tundra coming to pit road with just 7 laps remaining, and that is more than likely gonna put Coppell also down a lap here tonight. How many of these other drivers are short on the fuel? How many of them are willing to risk it for a race when you know your race leader, your current race leader, your points leader, Alexander Encarnacio, he's got a little bit more that he can gamble with. He's got a little bit more wiggle room. So you can look for a crazy strategy coming up from Alexander Encarnacio. There's going to be a driver that is just absolutely willing to risk it for the race win. Guarantee you it'll be the driver inside of that 94 truck. Look for Encarnacio to try to make it a 10th win on the season. High 5 last time around for Alexander Encarnacio. This time just 4 to go. As Michael Sheffield continues to try to track him down, continues to try to hound him into making a mistake. Trevor Massetti has fallen to the wayside, now 1 second back from this battle on track for the race lead. Massetti sitting in a solid 3rd place, 1.8 seconds out in front of Craig Burns, running in the 4th spot. Jordan Westfall sitting in the 5th position. Side by side for the race lead off of turn number 4 into the outside wall. Encarnacio down the track into the side of the 1. Sheffield not letting out. He's going to stay hammered down and in the gas. Contact, a little bit of a bump and run look from Encarnacio. Not going to be able to shake up the 1. Sheffield looks to make the clean sweep now with both stage wins and the race win. Back down into turn number 3. Trevor Massetti nowhere near close to be able to influence this battle. 2 laps are now remaining. Popsicle sticks for your double stage winner so far here tonight. Michael Sheffield looking to complete the trifecta. Alexander Encarnacio battling hard right here, running in that second spot, looking through timing and scoring, and it looks like not very many positions up for grabs out there. Most of the field will stay the way they run at this point in time. And Alexander Encarnacio, big moment. He's going to lose a ton of time. Losing a ton of time and right into the clutches of Trevor Massetti. 1 lap to go. Final lap for your race leader, Michael Sheffield, who enjoys now a 1 second race advantage. Austin Encarnacio trying all he can. And big moment. Off the wall, off the track. One look at this real quick. Drifting it. Contact. Heartbreak City there for Alexander Encarnacio as Michael Sheffield comes off a 4. Checkered flag in hand. Race winner, the one of Michael Sheffield, completing the trifecta. Walking away with the race win. We'll take one more look at this here. Alexander Encarnacio, man, trying to get it at the end, trying to keep that second spot. Little bit of contact back across the wall. And that puts an end to the great run here tonight for that 94 machine of Alexander Encarnacio. Gonna finish way outside of the top 10. Now Michael Sheffield, your race winner, making his way back to the front of the field. Back to the front stretch. Gonna enjoy a little post-race celebration here. Smoke show on track for your race winner. Driver in that one machine, Michael Sheffield. With all that being said, race fans, we're going to step away from the track for just a brief moment, get things set up for your post-race interview, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. back trackside once again here at Gateway Motorsports Park after tonight's Valve Plugs Racing 150 here for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series race number 11 out of the 25 scheduled in the official season here in season number 1. And I tell you what, race fans, why don't we see if we can't catch in and have a word or two with the driver walking away in the third spot here tonight. Driver inside of that 2 Ford F-150. Greg Burns, is Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, heck of a run there. And at the end of this thing, just third place kind of fell right in your lap. So walk us through a little bit of your race here tonight and a little bit of the struggles that you may have been having inside of that too after missing the start.
Yeah, we missed the start, put us behind the 8 ball there early. I didn't feel like the car was good on long run for me personally, but all in all, it turned out to be all right to get the podium and move on to next week.
Now, Craig, you've had a handful of podium finishes here so far all throughout the season. How do you look at the rest of the season coming up? Are there any tracks out there that just stick out as I got that one, or oh Lord, I wish we didn't go there?
Not off the top of my head, no. Usually I like every track. I guess the road course coming up, not going to be a strong suit there, but other than that, if it's a mile and a half or longer, it's going to be pretty good, I feel like.
All right, well, Craig, once again, man, congratulations on a great podium finish here tonight, walking away in third. It's great talking to you once again, as always, man. Love getting to chit chat with you at the end of these things. So congratulations on yet another great finish here tonight. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that too, truck?
Yeah, just want to say thanks to everyone at Wallbangers and Evolution. We picked them up, big pickup this week for our league. Everyone at Wallbangers again, you, Dave, for doing the broadcast. Yeah, I just appreciate everyone I run with week in, week out. And say hi to my dad. I know he's out there watching.
All right, there you have it. Few final words from the driver walking away in the third spot here tonight. And we'll now see if we can't catch in a few words with the driver that walked away in the second spot. Let's see if we can't catch in and have a few words with the driver inside of that 3 machine. Trevor Massetti, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Hey, man, you walked away with the pole position here tonight. Just not really having it right at the end of the stages and right at the end of the race. How was the truck on the long run? Was it just not there for you guys here tonight?
No, I think the truck felt great. I was working with Sheffield, and he needs to get a win under his belt, so figured we'd work together, and the truck felt great. Definitely a winning truck, but I wanted to stay committed to him and help him out as much as I could.
Well, that's a heck of a thing to do. A lot of race drivers are more, they're more selfish. Let's just be honest about it. So the fact that you're able to keep the helpful mentality the entire race, even when certain points and things of that nature are on the line, says a lot about yourself and a lot about your racing style. Walked into tonight's race second in the point standings. You're going to finish second here tonight, well above where the points leader finished here tonight. Looking forward to the final races of the season. We're kind of towards the downstretch side of things. Is there any tracks that stand out as tracks that maybe must wins, or tracks that maybe you wish weren't there?
No, actually, I really like the stretch that we got coming up. Daytona road course I'm excited for because I enjoy road courses a lot. So hoping that I can get a win there, or at least decent points. And then get ready for Kentucky for the first round of 12.
Yeah, the chase right here, right around the corner. So, gonna have to see how you go with all that. Trevor, once again, congratulations with a great second place finish here tonight after walking away with the pole position for the Fouled Plugs Racing 150. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous? Thank anybody on the side of that 3 truck?
Yeah, I want to thank my mom and dad and brother and sister and my grandparents for watching. I know they're watching, so I love you guys. And my whole team for getting that truck feeling good. And just, yeah, thank you for broadcasting.
Well, we do appreciate the kind words there, Trevor, and we'll look to catch up with you a little bit later on through the year.
Look forward to it.
There you have it. Final words from the driver walking away from the track here tonight in the second spot, and that's going to lead us into the man that walked away with the top spot, walking away with the race win. Let's see if we can't catch in a few words celebrating the night away, walking away with the race win. Both stage wins, the trifecta here tonight. Michael Sheffield, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, that's how you get it done, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I felt really good. The race I was really looking forward to this year was Dover, was running really well, and my internet dropped on me. So it's, hey, it paid off in the long run. So.
Well, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes you lose some, none to your fault. Tonight you capitalized on everything that you possibly could. You had a great car. Oh, how did the car feel after you won that first stage? Did you have the confidence then that, this is not just a stage-winning truck. This is a race-winning truck.
Well, we ran a lot of practice this week. We always put a bunch of laps on it, and I'm more of a long-run guy, and normally anyway. So me being able to, kind of hang in the front, get out front, and lead, and try to save my tires a little bit at the same time, told me we had a good setup in the truck, and like I said, a lot of testing this week. So.
Well, Michael, being able to get that race win, set yourself up a little bit better for the chase contention as we slowly close in on that round of 12. As I've asked the other podium drivers here tonight, is there any races in the schedule coming up that stick out as I've got to win, or that's where I'm going to win? Or is there any tracks out there that you would just rather see kind of just go away?
I kind of like, I can adapt to pretty much all the tracks. So, there's one on the schedule I always love, and that's Homestead, and that's later on the season. For some reason, my driving style in there goes pretty well. So, but I'll adapt to all of them. That's the fun thing. You practice, you race, and you build your skill set.
Absolutely. Well, Michael, once again, congratulations on a great race here tonight. The trifecta, both stage wins, as well as the ultimate one, the race win at the end of the night here in the Fouled Plugs Racing 150. Before we let you go and celebrate the rest of the night away, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody else on the side of that one?
Oh, yeah. First off, I want to thank Trevor tonight. He kind of stuck with me there. We run together a lot, and we try to help each other out a lot, and that meant a lot. I want to reach out and say thanks to my sponsor, S&C Transport. Thank the teams that we run together with, Wallbangers, Evolution, and Foul Plugs. And I would definitely want to shout out and say hello to my mom. I know she's watching that there. And we're so glad to have this league as part of Evolution, racing leagues now. It's great leagues, and Steve and the rest of the admin crew do an outstanding job here.
All right, Michael. Well, once again, congratulations on the race win here tonight at Gateway Motorsports Park, and we'll look forward to catching up with you in the coming weeks.
Thanks, Dave.
There you have it. Last words from your race winner driver of that one machine, Michael Sheffield, getting the job done at an action-filled, action-packed Fouled Plugs Racing 150 here for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Looks like producers already hitting the buttons in the background so you know what that means, race fans. Time to give you your unofficial race results for the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series Fouled Plugs 150, walking away with the trifecta. Both stage wins with the race win, the one of Michael Sheffield. Finishing in the second spot here tonight, driver of the 3 machine, Trevor Massetti. Rounding out the drivers in your podium spots, the 2 of Craig Burns. 4th place tonight goes to the 7 of Jordan Westfall, the 98 of Brian Fine. Gonna round out your top 5, Justin Hendry slotting home in 6 and 7. Will go to Stephen Baldwin Jr. Jeff Carson brings his 9 machine home in the 8th spot, and Jerry Culver finishes in 9th. Chris Claude will round out your top 10, while Alexander Encarnacio with trouble on the final lap at a turn number 2, gonna drop through the field. Finish tonight's race in the 11th position. 36 of Brandon Regal gonna finish last car on the lead lap in the 12th spot, while Steve Crapel in the 18 walk away from the track in the 13th spot, 1 lap down from the field. The 99 of Austin Encarnacio slotting home in 14th. 15th place goes to Jerry Hutchins. 16th to Bob Williams. Chris Wilson gonna slot home in the 17th spot. 18th place here tonight goes to Ryan Azell in that 5 truck. And a big time shout out, hats off, tip of the cap to your race control for tonight's Fouled Plugs Racing 150 here in the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series. Kyle Spees up there calling all the shots in the race control, making sure everything's sorted out for the stage ends and the restarts. Heck of a job all night long. Glad you could be with us up in the control booth. Well, not much left to say after that, but another great race in the books here from the Wallbangers Racing Truck Series at Gateway Motorsports Park. Race number 11 in the books now as we get set to fire off the final stretch to reach the first round in the chase. 12 truck drivers will begin their chase hopes here in the next coming weeks. Who's going to get the job done? Well, if you haven't already, race fans, let's go ahead and give these truck drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Darkside, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 Racing headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by, whether you're just casually stopping through or you're the devoted friend, fan, or family. We do appreciate each and every one of you each and every time you stop by. Without you, there'd be no us. With that being said, race fans, it's a new day, new year, but let's stay safe, stay loved. Until next time, my friends, we'll meet you in Turn 3.